Good morning, everyone. Be getting started in a few minutes. Happy Monday. Uh, no, Philip, not exactly. It's not a full workaround, but if you get rid of margin off your account and you cash account, the trades will settle the next morning. So you can day trade as much as you want through your account, but once you spend the money for that day, like if I get into a position, the 100% of my account, hold it for an hour, then sell it, I'm not going to have any buying power. But you'll be able to make intraday trades as much as you want as long as you don't run out of buying power. You won't get pattern day traded. Well, yeah, it doesn't settle until the next day, but it settles in the morning. So realistically, like your buying power, once the market opens, morning, Adam. Once the market opens, you'll have all your buying power. Correct. That's correct. Morning, Joe.
Good morning, everyone. Ooh, I'm so dark today, Matt. Got to need a little more light going my way here. Let's see here. Let me brighten up my. There we go. My what? Yeah, you got to put it back a little here. There we go. Look at that. I look like a human being again. I know. I'm very dark. I know. I know. Hey guys, how are you? How's everybody doing? Let me just say hello to everybody. Petra, how are you? Roman, how are you? Selcal, Ruth, how are you? Tan, what about Tan? Tan, yeah. Oh, now I'm yellow. Matt, what are you doing to me, man? I thought you were talking about the ticker symbol Tan. He's making me look like Trump. You see? Hey Cyrus, how are you? Robert, how are you? Angie, how are you? Just go back to where you were. Good. 30% on AEM. I like that. There we go. That's good. That actually looks good right there. I don't have as much light on me as I used to. These things are going up instead of in my face. So if you got to put it towards me, yeah, and then put it towards me. It's facing that way. Sorry guys, just trying to get everything going here. I sound muffled, really. Let me see what's going on with my sound. Da, da, da. Folks, do I sound muffled to anybody else? Sound fine here? Anybody else? I'm my audio settings are the same. Let me know if I sound muffled. I don't want to sound muffled. Muffled sounds so bad. Oh, terrible, terrible. God. All right, all right, good. I have a little bait. I have a lot of bass here, but I shouldn't be muffled. I don't have that. My EQ isn't that linear, Angie. But anyway, let me take over my screen here. Let me share my screen. By the way, this is a new screen that I did this myself without Matt. I even have my filters here and everything. See how fancy I'm getting? And let me just kind of go through this with you guys for a very quick second so you can see what's what and make heads or tails out of this. This is Howard Stern show, right, William? The Howard Stern show. We have a lot of bass and a lot of things that on my house mic, the one in the morning video, I don't use any processors. Here we have a lot of processors. You guys will have to let me know which ones you like better. So earlier today, just to kind of by the way, speaking of which, there was a stock that we were all looking at on Friday, I think it was this EBIX, and it went down further. It's down right now as well, down about 11% actually. All right, few things before we begin, and I have a lot to talk about today. First of all, I told you guys on my Telegram channel that Goldman Sachs didn't look all that great. That was about when? That was at 10:42, about an hour and a half ago, right here. Goldman Sachs has been going down, as you could see here. Yeah, it's breaking down. I also told you that ADM is breaking down. ADM continues to break down. That was 35 minutes ago. And I also gave you a list of stocks that should continue breaking down. Yes, Ken. And I'll go over some of the things that I've done. I'm starting to create my little favorite areas and all that. That's NEE. This is the 5-minute chart. So I told you that the stock is breaking down just a few minutes ago, about 20 minutes ago. I told you that K is breaking down 20 minutes ago. I told you DHR is breaking down. So far, none of them have had an uptick. NI is breaking down. That went up a few ticks. And PCG is breaking down. So these stocks, if the market breaks down further and it looks like it doesn't want to do anything, it had 3 nasty big bars to the downside. It's breaking down. So thank you, Bob. So I'm still working. It's still work in progress, but I was able to do stuff myself today without Matt. So here's what I did. I took their high cap filter. This has 1,000 high cap stocks. And then I'm just playing around with that versus the S&P, and you could switch it over right here. It's easy. I mean, it's just one button. So you could switch over and you could see it for any index that you have, and you can create your own. You can create your own as well. And it updates right here. Now, here's what this is. This is a filter that I set up. It's called 50-50 bull, and this is 50-50 bear. And this takes into account stocks trading above the 50-day moving average and making 50-day breakouts and have specific volume. So you could see all of these to the upside. There's nothing here. And they already take volume buzz into account. And here's all the ones to the downside. And it's called 50-50 bear. So you could see NE, K, MM, NE, NI, MMM, K, NE. They're all on my list right here. And they're all breaking down. So if we were to look at these, you could see how they're all breaking down. Now, this is the daily. This is the intraday 5-minute. This and lesson coming up. Get your wax out of your ears right now. This is a chart type called Hakanashi. It's a Japanese candlestick type. You guys know I'm really big on the candlesticks. Yeah, and I'm going to give you all of the stuff that's not proprietary that I make up here. I'm just going to share it with you. See, I could just press a few buttons and share it with you. I will do all that. Not yet, when I'm ready. Yeah, it's displaying super fast. Like, look at this. None of that monkey business. None of that, let's wait for the chart to load. That's why I love this. It's so fast. And I was able to code this myself without Matt. It has all the presets for this. It has more presets than you could ever imagine what you could do with. So it's going to be a while till I need anything customized here. So let's talk about why am I looking at these Hakanashi charts, right? So let me explain to you what they are so most of you understand them, and they're really good for day trading, okay? Carla says, I can't keep up. Carla, all it is just a different style of chart. Look, let me show you. Let me move the cheese back to you. Here's Microsoft,
it's
right?
Really confusing.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna make it simple.
Until it's explained.
I'll
But if
explain.
you try to look at it and figure it out, it's
I'll explain. I'll explain. So here's a Microsoft chart, right? You would just go here and you would go to Heikinashi. See that? And then you could just go back to candlesticks. So anytime you get confused, just go to bar charts and go to Heikinashi or go to candlesticks. Okay. It's one click away. I just decided to have them both here and I'll explain to you why. Patrick says, I love these charts. So on the daily, we have the 200 day, the 50 day, the 100 day, and the 8 EMA. Okay. Yeah, you have them on TOS too. I'm just getting, look, I like Thinkorswim for trading, but for analyzing this is just so fast. So let me show you what I'm doing. This is the daily candlestick chart. This is the intraday. On this, all I have is the 8-day EMA and the VWAP. That's all I've got here, okay? This is the 50-day, the 100-day, and the 200-day. I'm going to take them off of the, that's the Hakinashi, same thing, daily, which with the same thing. And this is the Hakinashi. So these are both Hakinashi, okay? These are regular candlesticks. So you don't really need to have indicators on the Hakinashi unless you want to. They're not really made for that because they are an indicator. So I'm going to explain to you what Hakinashi is right now. They're not that difficult. Carla, hold on to your seat. I'm going to explain it to you. So you know what regular candlestick charts are, right? Hakinashi is a moving average made with regular candlesticks. That's it. That's all. It's just a preset formula. That's it. See how hard that was? Trade TC is TC 2000. They stand for Telechart 2000, but they haven't used that name in a long time. We need a monkey to consult about next market move. No, you don't need a monkey. You got me. I'm better than a monkey, Cyrus. So I just wanted to show you. So these are, what about lower right? Lower right. Yeah, that's the Hakinashi intraday. So you see how, okay. So let me show you, Carla, how cool this is. I got it, Matt. We got to get the soundboard working. Good, Adam. Good. I'm glad to hear that. I was thinking about you this weekend, Adam. I didn't hear from you. So look, so these are 5-minute regular charts. You noticed right here, you have a green bar, right? Right? Okay. Now notice here, you have no green bars. You just have all red. Now notice here, they're all right here. We have a red bar and then all green bars. Here we have green, red, green. And same thing here. The colors tend to stay. What this does is, what the Hakinashi does is, it tends to smooth out the price action on the regular candlesticks so that you don't get confused and shaken out. Like, for example, this is a perfect example. Look right here. We went down. Let me just show you this right here. All right, right here. You see here, we went down. We had 3 bars going against us. Here we only had 2 bars. And then here we had 1 bar, 2 green bars. Here we had none. So all it does is it smooths out the price action on the candlesticks so you get a little clearer picture without getting shaken out of the trend. Does that make sense? It's not a chart. It's a moving average of the candlesticks. Okay? I know a lot of folks already know it. Yes, Ken. That's exactly what it does. It removes the jitters. So if you're doing very, very short-term trades and you see this type of candle, David says, is there a way to synchronize the cursor between the regular? Yeah, there is when I highlight it. There's a way to do everything. If I highlight it, it highlights everything on all of them. See that? Pretty cool, huh, David? I love this. Yeah, so it's just easier to see the trend. So you see here, look, gold. I'm using gold. Dick, I'm always using gold, right? Gold is good. It's $30. It's $30 and then $15 for the data. So if you're playing around with it, you don't even need real-time data. You can get delayed and just pay 30. But if you're ready to rock and roll, it's $15 for the data. It's $45 investment for the month. It's not going to kill you. We got to become affiliate, Matt. Got to become affiliate. So the point is, it just, and you could do this on any charting platform. I just set it. I'm just setting up my workspaces to make it easier. Like this one's called Roger Demo. So I'm just messing around with them right now. But this is definitely something I needed. I'm still debating whether I should go white or black background. You guys will have to tell me what you like better. I think actually white is better, but some people like black better. I don't know. You guys will have to. You know what, Matt? Why don't we do a survey?
Okay.
Yeah, Ken, the platinum will let you do auto updates for your scanner. The problem is I don't really like auto updates. Right. I don't really like that because then you lose track of things that you've already found. I kind of like to wait for the 5-minute bar and press it right there and then. We'll talk about that. You could do it. So anyway, do a survey, Matt, and let's see what people like. I can't switch it right now, but you guys know what white charts look like. This is white and this is black. It would look exactly the same. Bob says black a lot better. Nah, you don't need to print anything out. All right. Well, why don't we do a survey, Matt?
Working on it.
Well, let's see what the survey says. Survey says, and then I want to start getting into my analysis. I've got a lot to talk about. People like black better. You can even them out. You can do this. You could do this. You can add another. You could do whatever you want. You could do here. It's very customizable. And here's my 50-50 bull and 50-50 bear. And it took me, and I'm not a programmer, about 10 minutes this morning to set it up. Okay. All right. So let's talk a little bit about market analysis. We'll come back with the charts a little later. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about the broad market. And I want to take some of these charts off real quick. Okay. You guys see this channel here? Let me see if I could take off. Let me go to try something else here. Okay, here we go. Perfect. The survey will tell us. I don't see the survey here, but whenever we'll have it, Matt will. Oh, there it is. I do see it actually.
Yeah, I already closed it. Thought you were done.
You closed the survey already?
Yeah, we had like 140 people.
Yeah. Well, 72 here, share results. There you go, guys. 72% like dark and 28% like light. So that's that. We'll play around with it. We'll switch back and forth. I want to make sure everybody's happy. Okay. That's the results. 72% like dark, 28% like light. I personally like light. I'm used to light, but I'm going to try to make the dark ones work. Good morning, Dickens. I hope you're doing well today. So you see how we're in this channel on the SPY? If we can hold this channel, I think we can start coming back up here. The big question is, are we going to hold the channel, right? Who knows if we're going to hold that channel? That's the $1 million question right now. Put this back to Uncle Roger. All right, there we go. And let me make this a little bigger. Getting spoiled by those charts. There you go, Dan. Maybe that's what I'll do. So if we put up the moving average, we're going to put up one more moving average here. We're going to put the 100-day on. There it is. You can see we're still below the 100-day, but we're holding pretty good at this support. And if we could stay at this support for another 3-4 days, the market's going to want to go higher because it's going to get tired. We're really going absolutely nowhere right now. And I mean nowhere. Look at this. We're still bumming against the low. The market has no directional bias right now. Now, I was thinking after the Fed settles their score and decides on the government not closing, which I told you that they're not going to close. I figured that we're going to have a rally. We did have a rally after a pretty good rally, actually. We had a really good rally last night. And then I was thinking, should I send you guys a telegram? And then the common sense version of me prevailed and said, you know what? Let's wait. Let's wait a little bit because I want to see how we do in the morning. And I woke up this morning. I looked at the what was I going to say? I looked at the everything and it looked awful. It just looked awful. It didn't look good at all. So here we are now. We're negative, and we don't want to go really strongly with the trend. Now I want to talk a little bit about a few things. There was a stock, Palantir. I gave you the stock last week. So I just want to answer some questions that I know a lot of people have and they don't want to ask me right now. So I gave you the stock yesterday. As long as the stock stays above the 50-day moving average and has this gap, I would be willing to stay long. If it starts filling in this gap, I'm not interested in the stock because then it starts moving back into the range. So that's that. LXC, I know a lot of you guys have energies. Energies are falling. They're not doing really well right now. The problem is the entire market's falling apart right now. As you'll see right now, I'll come back to energies in a second, but I wanted to show you something. If you look at the sectors, and I want you to look at the chart, S&P coming down, going to probably test a low. Let's look at utilities. They're falling apart right now. Great day trading sector for today, by the way. We'll talk about that in a minute too. Tech, communication, Tesla, NVIDIAs, we'll talk about those too. They're doing pretty good. Financials, no soup. Consumer staples, another good day trading sector for this week. Healthcare, Energy, Cyrus, I talk about Europe for about 2-3 minutes every morning in the video. Real estate is doing crap. And I talk about China. I don't know if you watch my morning videos, but I do for a few minutes. What I'm trying to say is everything aside from technology, as you could see here, is moving south. You see this? South. Let's see. Technology, consumer discretionary communication. The QQQs are moving. So right now, I don't want to put too much pressure I don't want to read into the energy sector because everything is moving south. It's not just energy. So unless you're in tech, I do have a segment on world markets. K dropped $7. I'll talk about it in a minute, Angie. Yeah, so here's my view on energy sector. If the energy sector closes today below the 50-day moving average, I'm going to be very, very cautious. All bets are off right here around the 86.75 area. Okay? Right there. So energies, blue chips, any blue chips, very dangerous right now. Red flag on utilities and consumer staples right now. Red flags on consumer. Yeah, home builders, they were doing good on Friday, even after they announced that they were having at a 7.5-year low, which is what I said. They're not reacting bearishly. They're doing okay. But they're not doing great. But my point is, if you look at the blue chips right now, they're all or most are doing this. And I don't want to give up on energies because we could have a nice bounce after this and we're still at the 50-day line. A, we may close above the 50-day line. B, we're still not at this level. I think it'll hold this level, which is right at about 86.80. So I would still give the energies a little breathing room because if energies turn around, they could start moving higher and higher and they could pull one of these. So I don't want to give up on them right now. Let's talk a little bit about NVIDIA. I talked to you guys about NVIDIA. NVIDIA was upgraded and NVIDIA is bucking and kissing the 50-day moving average. Roger, how come you're not selling that credit spread that you promised to sell, the iron condor? Well, I would be a fool to set it when it's breaking the 50-day moving average because it can just gear up right now and go all the way up to here. I want to wait. I still have 19 days. I still have 19 days on that option. And I can get 30, 40 cents easily right now for it. So I'm in no hurry. I want to see this peak out. And I will give you guys a trade today towards the end of the day. My point is, I don't want to make an iron condor out of this trade yet because it may still have some upside. It's breaking the 50-day moving average. Only a fool would do that right now as it's breaking the 50-day. And I gave you guys this morning, I think it was this morning, I give so many trades on Telegram. I told you guys that the relative strength on NVIDIA was really good today. And in my morning video, I gave you some levels. Did anyone take advantage of that? I did give you some levels in NVIDIA this morning. And it's, look at SPY. Good, David. And then look at NVIDIA. All right. Nobody's telling me if they made money. They're just telling me they have. Well, it's doing it right now, Cyrus. It's bucking the trend to the upside. And I also mentioned Tesla. Now, Tesla, I said, is a little trickier because Tesla opened south. Now we're talking. Now, see, Sandy, that's what I need. Matt, repost that. Now, look at Tesla. Tesla went down today, opened down, and then it started rallying. As soon as it started rallying, I gave you guys a heads up that it's turning around. And I also told you that what I thought was happening is happening. You would have had to see the morning video for that. If you had, you would have made money. That's what I just said. Carla, I just got done talking about NVIDIA and how it'd be a nut to sell a bear call spread right now, which means you didn't hear. Here, let me go back. So anyway, Tesla is above the 50-day moving average. It's in play again. And relative strength, it's bucking the relative strength really well. Really, really well. I mean, look at it this morning. Good. Matt repost that as well. So did you get that morning from my video, David? That's fine. It's moving up. Good. Then you got them from the indicator. Those are from the indicators. So you see Tesla's moving down and this is moving up. So I like Tesla. I like NVIDIA right now. If the market bolts higher, we should see more upside on both of them. Now, getting back to NVIDIA, what I said, Carla, was, I think it was Carla. I'm not sure. I think it was Carla. What I said was it's hitting the 50-day moving average right now. We would, let me show you on here. It's easier because I could show you. Okay, here. Bam. Here's NVIDIA. Look at the high. Look at the 50-day moving average. The candles are just getting greener on the Hakanashi. Didn't find morning video analysis, only pictures. Can you give him a link? Can you post a link to my morning video for Doug, please? And if you look at here, this is what I like about seeing the price levels. See, look at where NVIDIA went. If NVIDIA can break these levels right here, while I'm posting my finger here on the daily, look at the intraday ones. Look at the ones on the right. See where we're at right now? If we can take out these levels right here, that's the daily level, the daily high, we can see another jump up. And again, the moving averages, the Hakanashi moving averages are all green. You guys like the Hakanashi moving averages, don't you? Come on, lay it on me. You guys like them. You like having a nice smooth moving average of the candlesticks. Now, Cyrus, how about this? How about instead of having the Hakanashis underneath, the regular candlesticks would just highlight or change a color when we start getting a different color? Wouldn't that be cool? Guess what? It's built in here. It's built in here. We won't even have to have these soon because this will just change to a yellow color or a green color. Carla, here's my target on NVIDIA. Let me explain. Let me show it to you. You see this blue line? When this blue line starts doing this to NVIDIA and they start becoming friends, that's when you get out of NVIDIA. If the blue line is below NVIDIA, you stay with NVIDIA. This is the S&P 500. It's moving down. NVIDIA is moving up. As NVIDIA, here, how about last 5 days? Here's the S&P, here's NVIDIA. As long as this is NVIDIA is moving away from this line, you want to go bull, 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 bull. See, Carla, I don't want to give you a stupid answer like get out at a specific level, which absolutely has nothing to do with the reality. I'd rather you get out when the shark that's defending this position gets senile and feeble and can't protect you anymore, which will be when the S&P doesn't give you tailwind. Did I answer your question, Carla? I'm doing well, Art. We're playing with the Hakanashi candles. All right. The blue line is the 50-day moving average on the daily. This is intraday. Intraday, I don't need a 50-day line. I just need an 8-day and the VWAP. You don't need to familiarize yourself with any of this stuff yet. I'm just showing off. So now let's talk about things we got to talk about today. You could do everything I'm showing you. The S&P line. Yeah, of course, Carla. Matt will show you when he takes over the screen. It's 2 clicks. It's the compare tab. You just compare. And you could put it here on bar chart. It's free. Glenn uses the HAN 10-minute for trend, and it's great. See that? We're all best friends now. So, EBIX. I gave you this stock on Friday.
I went over that on Friday as well, how to compare.
So you could look at the video. You could, yeah, it does.
It's the compare study on Thinkorswim.
Look, David, study. Oh, sorry, wrong button. Charts. I'm on candlestick. I just go to Hakanashi. That's it. Good, Anita. Good. Yeah, so you've got it all. But I can't play I can't do all this on bar chart, obviously. You don't need it, David. I never said you needed it. Did I tell any of you guys you need TC 2000? I never said that. Who said you need it, David? I said that I like it better than Stock Fetcher, and it's easier for me because I can combine Stock Fetcher with bar chart, and that's what TC 2000 will do for me. It'll combine my scanner and my charting and my analysis software, so that I could just use TD Ameritrade for execution. That's all I said. It's just very fast. I never said you have to have it. As a matter of fact, I said you could do all of this on I just told Carla you could do all this on TD Ameritrade. Yeah, it's just really fast. That's all. It's really fast, and I just created one of my favorite scans here this morning, and I can update it in real time, and it's just very cool. That's all. That's all I was saying. Let's get back to our analysis. Tesla had a positive. I'm not going to read reviews because these are just some things we've got. I'd rather spend my time analyzing charts. So Tesla came back with positive territory. They got better news from China, and they disclosed that they produced 430,500 cars versus 435,000. 5,000. There was a 5,000 extra than they didn't deliver. They're looking good for the next quarter. Things are looking good. NVIDIA, Goldman says the reason NVIDIA's up, Goldman added them to their AI gold rush list. It's a shovel supplier. I agree with them 100%. Now, Goldman is perpetuating this whole gold rush BS with you guys. They don't just say shovel supplier in technology. They call it the AI. AI is technology. There is no AI. AI is the natural step of technology. So they like to pump up stocks. They believe NVIDIA will have an accelerated computing industry for the foreseeable future, and their target price is $605, which is quite a bit. Another reason not to go short. Tech equals AI. Exactly. Stop this whole AI. Go watch Buck Rogers. Buck Rogers from 1982. It had AI in there too, okay? AI is not new. There's nothing new about AI. I mean, Jesus Christ. AI. Oh, God. All right, so EBIX, I told you about the stock a few days ago. It was down about 10% earlier. It's still moving down. If you are short, you could stay short this stock. I don't see any reason to buff. It's also in line with the market, which is bearish. Roger, why are utilities down? Because I'll tell you why utilities are down. Because bond yields are higher. Interest rates, exactly. Why are consumer staples down? Because interest rates are higher. Look, we just made another high, interest rate high, or a bond low. This is very, very bad. This is very, very bad for consumer staple companies And this is very, very bad for utility companies. I told you today that XLP is in play to the downside. There you go, Bob. And utilities are in play this week to the downside. Please don't be smarter than me or everybody on Wall Street and start diamond handing XLP and XLU and trying to pick a bottom. Don't do that. These are the stocks you want to day trade to the downside. Stocks that are looking like this, they have a lot more tailwind to your side. In light of that, I'm going to give you some trades and some opportunities of some things that are popping right now. So, first things first. UUP. This is the US dollar. Jeff and I were talking about this Friday on Ask the Pros. It's breaking up right now. This is if the US dollar breaks higher, this is not good for commodities. It absorbs the commodities. So that's another problem. All right. Yeah, Cyrus. And as you could see here, the 8-day moving, notice how it's hugging the 8-day moving average. Very, very nicely, right? 8-day moving average is a very good short-term momentum signal for when you should be getting out, okay? And notice the S&P is moving down, and this is moving up. It doesn't have much correlation with it right now. I can't say relative strength really impacts it too much, but commodities do. So let's look at a couple of other things. X, United Steel. We talked about this last week. It's breaking out again. It has absolutely amazing relative strength to the market, at least on a daily basis, on a 30-minute, on an hourly basis, on a 30-minute basis, and even today. Now notice, good idea for, here's a good example to show you some day trading tricks, tips and tricks. S&P's moving down. What has this been doing while the S&P's been moving down? It's been moving sideways. Matter of fact, it has a little bit of an upward bias, just a hair. If the S&P starts rallying, I'm not telling you it will, but if it starts rallying, this will more than likely go up. It's been able to completely withstand the downside on the S&P today. If the S&P goes up, this will be in play. And volume intraday is also not bad. It's pretty much above average. It's good. So just something to look at, okay? Timing of when. You don't want to buy stocks at an all-time daily high. You want to wait for that relative strength to appear. And GIS looks like it's breaking down. Oh, let me do my Howard Stern voice. Breakdown on GIS. I told you guys earlier that GIS is breaking down. And let's see if Goldman Sachs is also breaking down. No, it's about to. It looks like it's about to. Goldman Sachs and GIS are both breakdown stocks today. Okay, let's continue. Another upside stocks. A stock that's bucking the trend. Got to have a little fun here, right? Got to have a little fun here. Look how strong this stock is. Let's take a closer look. I said Howard Stern, Howard Stern. What is the stock doing while the market's going down? It's going up. What happens if the market craps out? It'll probably go from 24.67 to 24.49, and we would get stopped out right here. I would love to put a stop loss right below the low, and I would love to see it break up above the high. I don't like X calls. I like just the stock. But in this case, we'll talk calls if there's any premium. But I like this right now, and it's still above the 8-day EMA. Watch out if something's over 10% above the EMA. But if it's less than 10% above the EMA, it's still hugging it pretty good. Cyrus, you got to start disagreeing with me. People are asking me if there's something wrong. We like the 2250 right here. It's got 18 days to go. You can go a little bit in the money. All right. Do we have any more? Yeah, we have a couple of more to the upside. Conversely, if the market turns up higher, and I'm not saying it will, it looks more bearish, it will go down. Now, I gave you the stock around here. Everything is wrong, especially today. Right here. Here's your breakout level. I told you about this stock. If you're in the stock, there's no reason to get out. If you're not in the stock yet, it's not too late to get in. Let's look at relative strength today. Oh, look at this. Now, this is what I was talking about, Matt. Look at this. It had good relative strength. It lost it, and now it's getting it back. I like that. I like that. Wait for it to go probably to the 57.95, or if you're going to buy it around here, and if it doesn't gain more relative strength, just get out of it right at 56.96. You want to go here about 10 days out, 11 days out, 10/13 expiration, and you want to go to the 56.50 calls right here. That's where the love is, right there. If nothing happens in the next few days, get out. Consumer discretionary is doing great. Consumer staples are not. Consumer discretionary, tech, and communication are doing really well. Let me see, GIS. Take a look at GIS. Yeah, it looks like this thing is just dog. All right, and last but not least, ESTC. ESTC. Stock is doing fantastic on a daily. Notice how well it's hugging the 8-day EMA. Really, really well. Relative strength is down. It's a good swing trading stock. For day trading, let's see. No, I cannot, Richie. You're going to have to get that yourself. It doesn't have amazing relative strength. It has pretty good relative strength. Right now is when you want to start watching it. And if the S&P comes down, and if this stays here, that's when you would buy it. Otherwise, wait for it to go higher with the market. Yeah, let me just give you the option. I mean, I know a lot of you guys trade options. Let me give it to you. And I don't like this a lot because if the stock market starts coming up, look at how well it's holding. Really good for day trading. Really good for day trading. Have you guys, and I'm not going to do a poll, just curious, since I've been talking up day trading more, have you guys become a little more active, watching things a little differently, starting to use the SPY a little more, starting to use relative strength? Has it been helping you? Has it been helping you? Even Cyrus likes it. Okay, good. It's been helping you. You guys see how you don't have to use penny stocks for day trading. You don't have to trade the 9:30 open. You could do it all day long the way we're doing it here in a very easy, sensible way, okay? Ooh, that GIS is breaking down. Now, interestingly, GIS was down already over 2% when I started liking it for a short, and it's breaking down. Just saying. Good. I'm glad you guys are liking this. This makes me very happy. So United States Steel, great petro. Yeah, you're right, Laurel. And I said today even that it's a great day trading to the short side. Here we want to go 31. We want to go pretty deep here. Implied for this is pretty high implied. That's one of the reasons why I didn't want it. For such a blue chip stock, that's kind of high implied. But you want to go to the 32 strike price. 32, 10/13 expiration. Folks, these are momentum trades. If they don't continue moving our way, you don't need to hold them. There's no reason to hold them. Come on, GIS, go a little further down. It looks like it really wants to, Looks like it really wants to. Okay, now let's talk about the short side. This is where things are going to get a lot of fun right now. I got a couple of day trading picks for you for today for the short side. Now, the market is down right now. Stock market is down. We're going to look at stocks that are down. Therefore, we have the ability to swing trade and day trade. Now, before we get there, I want to make sure you guys are not making a very critical mistake. And this is a big, big mistake. Matt and I talked about this morning. Let me just give you an example. Well, Roger, last week you told us. So Let me explain to you the problem. If you don't have a pen and a paper ready, and if you don't have notes, you're about to miss out big. Well, Roger, you told us last week that it's okay to turn a trade from a day trade into a swing trade if it's going against you. So I got into this trade right here, and I got out right here. But if it went against me, I would have held it all the way up here. Now, let me ask you with a straight face, do you guys really think that's what I meant? Just want to make sure we're all on the same page. I want to make sure we're all on the same page. Remember when I said it? Okay. All right. I said last week that you could sometimes take day trades and turn them into swing trades. Now, a lot of people interpret that to mean, let me show you what they interpret that to mean. Let me show you on the long side. Then I'll get into the short side. So, if you're looking at a swing trade, use the daily time period and make sure your profit potential is in line with your risk potential. In other words, if you're risking this much on a trade, say from 434 to 425, if you're risking $10 on NVIDIA, if your risk is $10 on NVIDIA, are you gonna day trade for 50 cents and use a $10 stop loss? Of course not. So let me explain exactly what I mean. If you're day trading NVIDIA, for example, hypothetically speaking, you want your stop loss to be somewhere in the same vicinity as your profit target level. Ideally, you don't have to be specific. Ideally, let me give you a good example. This is NVIDIA intraday. Let's say, and I'm going to give you a swing trading example, and I'll give you a day trading example. You don't have to sit in front of a computer all day. You don't have to. Not even close. Not with this way of trading. A couple hours a day, but not all day. So let's just say that we like NVIDIA right here is at a support level. It's at a very, very critical support level right here. NVIDIA, this is an intraday chart. NVIDIA is either going to come right back down or it's going to turn right back up. So let's say that I wanted to trade NVIDIA, hypothetically speaking, and I do like NVIDIA, and I do like NVIDIA around here. And if this market keeps going down and NVIDIA holds, it would be a perfect day trade. But I want to see what NVIDIA does in light with the market, because I'm not happy about this and this. To me, it looks like it's just mimicking each other at this point, and I don't want that. So let's just say that I believe right now, hypothetically, I'm making this up as I'm going along. There's nothing truthful about this. But let's just believe right now that I said, guys, I'm buying NVIDIA, hypothetically, okay? And I'm looking to ride it till somewhere around here, ideally around here. So I'm looking roughly. I'm looking NVIDIA to go from 446 to 451, about 5 points, okay? I'm going to look to put my stop loss. I'm going to look at a support level that's roughly that far away. Now, I know if I put my stop loss identically as far as I put my profit target, my odds are 50-50, right? Let's say $5 up, $5 down. Let's say NVIDIA's at 45 and I put a stop loss, I put a profit target at 50 to the long side and 40 to the short side, and it's at 45. My mathematical odds are 50-50, right? Right? Okay. So I have indicators where I could tweak that to 75-25. I could do that. That's a reasonable take. But if I start putting my stop loss 15 points away and my profit 5, then my system will have to be, my strategy will have to be right like 95% of the time. Let's stop right there. Did you guys understand what I just said? Or did it just go above your head? And by the way, GIS is breaking down nicely. I'm sure there's somebody here who didn't get it. It doesn't have to be exact. So day trading, you guys understand? Figure out roughly where you think it's going to go. Doesn't mean it's going to get there, but figure out where you think it's going to go and then try to find a risk level that's roughly in the same ballpark. If you can't do that, don't take the trade. Well, Roger, you said you're 80% accurate. I can go twice my standard deviation and I'll still make money. Yeah, I did, and maybe you will. But why do you want to take that chance? Do you want your stop loss to be twice as big as your gain? No. That's my point, Petro. That's my point. So don't turn day trades into swing trades because your loss is too big to take. That's called being an idiot. Okay. So basically, the time you want to turn a swing trade, a day trade into a swing trade is when you think the stock has more upside, more potential. It's got more room to go. It's not because you're afraid to get out and you're looking for it to turn around. Now, I know that some of you do that. And it's very easy to talk yourself into it. Well, Roger, look, I'm down 7 points on NVIDIA, but, I'm above the 100-day moving average and the 8-day EMA's right there. And I'll just turn it into a swing trade. Don't do that. Don't do that. Uncle Roger's watching. Don't do that. But that's not my point. We all sit on a few losers hoping they're turning around, Sandy. Ooh, that GIS is moving down nicely. So and if you're in a swing trade, if you think that NVIDIA, it's at 50-day right now, it's very reasonable to think, hypothetically speaking, that if NVIDIA busts through this, it'll come up right here to 486. So if I'm going to take a swing trade in NVIDIA, and if I think it's going to in good faith go to 486, let's just say 480 to make it easy, and now it's at 445, that's 35 points. I don't feel that bad about putting a stop loss 35 points below me. So my point is, you don't always know where you're going to get out, but when you're taking a trade, you should have a very good idea of what your profit target level, what that void is. Use that void to give yourself that stop loss and try to give yourself 50-50. I know we're going to do better than 50-50. I have no doubt we will, but give yourself 50-50 because then when it turns 75, you'll have a really good edge. Now, what I just said was very, very important. Getting sleep, 17472. Why don't you send me an email? All right. So my point is roger@rogerscott.com. My point is, please, here's the bottom line lesson. When you're taking a trade, make sure you know if it's a day trade or a swing trade. Make sure you know approximately where you're going to exit that trade, and don't switch it into a swing trade unless it's really doing what you want it to do and you think there's more upside or downside to go. Don't weasel yourself into it was a day trade. No, it's a swing trade. Don't do that. That's not what you want to do. And make your profit targets and risk level proportionate. Try to go roughly 50-50. That way you'll have a little extra room. But try to do that roughly. Give yourself the upside, then say, where would I put a stop loss? Okay? Make sure you guys understand that. If not, you're going to get screwed. So the market broke down, and so did GIS. And I warned you about it today. So let's go to NEE. So NEE is going down. Well, Roger, why would you, it's down 10%. It's been going down for 3 days straight. Yeah. And is there a hedge fund that says it has to stop at a certain point? Is there a law that says that the stock has to stop going down? So right now the stock is looking really, really good. Now it's matching relative strength with the market. If the market sells off right now, the stock can go further down. There's absolutely no reason for it to go further down. What I'd love to do is this. I'd love to see the stock market rally, and I'd love to see what this stock does. And I'd love for the stock to just sit right here. And if it does, I'll be a very, very happy guy. I'll give you this option with that analysis in mind. This stock and another one are day trading stocks. Exactly, Ken. The 53 strike price. The 53 strike price put. Next day trading stock. What day trade? These are like the most boring day trading stocks, right? Roger, Kellogg's is down 12%. You think it's going to go further down? Well, let me show you. The stock market, what happened when the stock market was rallying this morning? What happened to this stock? What happened with this stock when it went down? Okay, we had a little blip here. What happened to this stock? It dropped. Now, I don't know about you, but the market's making all-time lows for the day. If the market continues breaking down, why would this stock go up? It's been going down all day, and every time the market goes up, it goes down even more. What would possess us to think bottom pickers, they don't make any money? And volume is, let me see what the and volume right now is 197% of its daily average. Kaboom! Angie, people will be buying it cheaper and people will be selling it cheaper. Implied is really high. We want to go deep in the money here. You can do that because they're not expensive options. You would go to, there's no liquidity here. Now there's no liquidity on these. There's no liquidity on these. Why is that? That's very strange. Notice I didn't even look here. I was just looking right here. There's no liquidity on these. You too, Christine. You too. Let's continue this. Triple M. I didn't see anything about earnings on Staples today. Let's look at this one here, Triple M. And by the way, NEE is breaking down, it appears right now as we speak, actually. Now here's Triple M. Here we're doing good, but right now the market is outperforming it to the downside. This is weaker. It's following it. No soup for this one. Let's see if there's any other ones. EVRG. It must be another electric energy stock. Weak, very weak. Market is doing this. It's breaking down. Let's see on a 5-day. It's breaking below the market. On a 1-day, it's right in line. And what happened when the market did this today? Didn't go anywhere. I'll give you an option for it. You don't need to do more than one. I gave you already a couple of solar stocks. You only need to do one. Go to the 55 strike price. Go to the 55 strike price. You need to be a little bit in the money here. And there we go on NE. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. Just broke the low. How do we know that was going to happen? Next one, OKE, Wanok. You see right now, I want to see a little bump in the market so we could see what's really weak. Because right now, it's just moving with it. If you look at the last 5 days, it's moving with it. So this is definitely weak compared to the market right now. And what's really great is it broke this 100-day moving average. It's keying off. By the way, have I made a converter out of you guys? Are you starting to look at the 100-day moving average? Nobody's sending me any more emails. Roger, why are you looking at the 100-day moving average? So this can go all the way down right here, all the way to 60. Well, there you go. And it was already down 9.5% PM when they talked about them. All right. Cyrus always does the 100. Going down. So we got some room here. On the option front, 6250s right here. 6250s. Let me give you one more. By the way, you guys remember that somebody in this room told you guys to short this stock right here? when it was down here, Newmont, nothing changed. Did you guys take advantage of it? Maybe. Okay. I did. I did. I did. I did. I did. I did. Ooh, Angie made 40%. Look at that, Matt. You better put that in there. In this case, we like the 36 put. Another stock that I remember talking about last week quite a few times. Ben is a gold stock expert. I'm just a relative strength expert. I'm not an expert in gold. But I could tell you that with the US dollar going up like this, it's not good for gold. Ooh, NEE is coming down. Thank you for that, Tim. Look at the relative strength, nice and low. And what happened when it rallied today? Boom. Oh, Dickens, we're going to have to repost that. That looks pretty good to me. Oh, look at that. Folks are starting. See, when I asked them if they're making money, what did they say? Nothing. Now they're coming out with it. Good, 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 good. They're still, Ben says 36 years, own a broker dealer. Cool. Cool. If you ever want to be on Ask the Pros, we do segment with gold traders all the time. If you want to be on Ask the Pros, send an email to me and I'll forward it to them. We always get new people to come in that are gold experts. We love gold, golden energies. 64 strike price. Nice, Richie. Was that from the tip we gave you here? Let me know, Richie. Repost that, Matt, if you could. Look at that, Andrew. What about another one for you? PFG. Did I give you PFG already today? The stock looks like a dog. See you later, Frank. Also a dog, a real dog. I've been doing that, Manny. I've been talking about the strike price. Principal Financial Group to the short side. Its relative strength is really weak compared to the market. And I'm showing it to you on my screen too. This morning when the market tried to rally, now this is what I like to see. Here, let me show you a little trick right here. Okay, look. So let's say we're watching PFG. The market bolts higher. What does this do? It barely goes up. That gets my attention. And then when the market starts coming down, what does it do? Boom, breaks lower. So the option on PFG would be a put. And it would be the expiration for this put would be 10/20, 9 days before my birthday. And it would be a 75 strike price that's currently going for about $4, between 4 and 340, I think, last 75. 75 is where you want to be. You want to go a little bit in the money. Trust me on this. You want to be a little bit in the money. And last one for today. Matt, can you post the Zoom link for the call to action, please? What does moneyness means? In the money, out of the money. How much in the money you are compared to how much out of the money in. It's Roger at rogerscott.com. So Campbell's soup, let me show you a chart of old Campbell's. There you go. Very weak stock. Remember, we have a lot of consumer staple news. I almost forgot to post something for you guys. I made something for you and I forgot to post it. How dare I? Here it is. Here we go. Link. And there we go. Steve, go to rogerscott.com/telegram. Oh, wow. That's pretty good, Kathy. I like that. No thoughts on Amazon. Why don't you take us through seasonality, Matt?
Sure thing.
Yes, Joe. Strong correlation.
Okay. As far as the sectors are concerned, we're still on the long side. Profit factors are really low. Not a super strong conviction there, but if you compare it to the short side, the accuracy is still pretty bad. It's nothing. Best thing is marginal at best. It's only for the sectors, though. On the long side, you've got ICE, very strong, 12 trades, 100% win rate. And we traded ICE in Pattern Trader a couple times. Have I wouldn't buy that, like that company, but personality is decent. WDC, Western Digital. Not super strong though. A lot of names. As far as the sector trends, just a whole bunch of stuff. And that's so typically when I see that the sectors are all jumbled up, unless everything is just awesome on here, typically there's not much seasonality at all. It's more than anything. On the short side, T-Mobile, Newmont, Marshall, MMC. Some honorable mentions down here. FCX, DRI, Dollar Tree, ABC, which is not the healthcare stock. Paring down the list are leaning towards the long side. 180 out of 500, not great. 10-day hold though. Short list. Sector wise, we're still pretty mixed. Got a weakness, same story. Just a whole lot of jumbleness. So nothing popping out today, but something comes up, I will keep you. Roger?
Yes, sorry about that.
Anything
I was
else?
just reading some. No, that's all I've got for today. If you folks have any questions at all, let me know. And please, please, please consider the action of the market, consider your time period, and consider your risk to reward in light of all of that. And don't turn trades, smaller trades into bigger trades or bigger trades into smaller trades because things are going against you. And I hope you're taking advantage of GIS. What's the other one? Goldman, GIS, GIS, and GS. Okay, those two. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Bye, guys.